All right, on the phone right now, a man who I have almost seen naked several times over the years. Luckily, though, every time, most of the time, I don't know about any other time, he was wearing a Speedo and just a trench coat. And I speak, of course, of Mike Girard, the lead singer for the legendary The Fools from the entertainment capital of the world, Ipswich, Massachusetts. Mike, thanks for joining me this morning, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, Mike, thanks for having me on. And I disavow all that previous stuff there, man. It could have just been the heat of the moment. But sometimes things happen.
Yeah, a lot of things seem to happen at a Fool show over the years. I mean, tons of things. But first, let me just check something with you. Are we in the Fool's 50th year right now?
We are. As
Wow.
a matter of fact, our 50 to the day was New Year's Eve. Our first show was on New Year's Eve 50 years ago. And we're basically calling this the first 50 years.
Nice. Where was that first
gig? That's an
gig?
optimistic take right there.
Where was that first gig?
It was in Salisbury, Massachusetts, and it was at a place called the Rusty Nail.
Oh, my.
And the reason we got hired, I had just come back from California, and the reason we got hired was because a band quit like 4 or 5 days before. So I ended up calling some friends, and we were trying to decide whether we were going to be called Five Desperate Men or Five Desperate Fools. We ended up deciding it was the Fools, but we knew enough songs between us to maybe do 30 tunes or so. But by the time we played all of those, we still had an hour and a half or so to play. So I was then you do like I Love a Parade or Oklahoma.
Is that where you I know it was only your first gig. Is that where you learned like maybe I should be doing some kind of bit in between songs or telling stories?
It kind of was that. It was that because we had to kill time.
Yeah.
And, there were moments when we ended up getting hired at that place by a very generous owner. The place probably held 150 people or so, but we were there Wednesday to Sunday every week, and the only nights there were people there was Friday and Saturday. So, the other nights we played for 4 people, 5 people. A couple of times we played for some cardboard cutouts of people that we found at the airport.
No. I'm not even going to ask you if that's for real because you're the Fools, and I know it's for real. Yeah. Absolutely. That's fantastic. Well, you guys are bringing the show to Samuel Slater's restaurant in Webster on the 24th. 50 years. It's like you guys and the Stones, right? I mean, a band to keep going after 50 years is pretty amazing. I don't know what the secret is with the Stones. Oh, actually, I do. It's heroin. But what's the secret with the Fools? What is the secret to 50 years to keep the Fools going?
We just like hanging together. I think if we didn't have a band, we'd probably have like a bowling team or something. The idea that we go and get to hang out and play music and have fun. That's kind of a deal.
So you mentioned the Rusty Nail. The owner was kind enough to give you your first gig and then hire you weekly. But who gave the Fools their first really big break? Maybe the break that got you that major label deal.
Well, excuse me. I think it was actually Psycho Chicken. We one night we were playing pool and drinking, and a certain song came on the jukebox, and when the guy in that band started saying fa 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 fa, we started going buck 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 buck, and after that the song wrote itself. And it was the weirdest thing. David Bieber, who was kind of like the general manager of WBCN, happened to drop by one night, and he heard us play that, and he said, if you record that, I'll see if I can get it played. So we did, and I want to say within a month, we're getting heavy airplay with Michael Jackson and Led Zeppelin, and we still had no record contract, but I'd have to say it was WBCN. They were, at the time, the Cars, just a few months before, had given them a cassette of a couple of tunes, and they were in heavy airplay, and they got signed soon after. It took us a while to get signed because people didn't, novelty acts don't last all that long, But That's why we're calling this the first 50 years, because, but in one sense, it was, we were, most of the bands coming into Boston would start playing at the Rat.
Yeah.
Our first gig was at the Paradise because we were getting so much airplay. And eventually we ended up backing up Blondie at the Orpheum. And Gary Gersh, who was a record rep for EMI, saw us. And I remember Mark Parento saying to him, every time we play that song, you guys are losing money. So they hired us.
They're like, yeah, suckers. Of course you can play, right? Did you ever get, did the Talking Heads or their people ever contact you about that?
David Byrne said it was a clever version of a brilliant song.
Oh, so he was pretty modest about it?
I thought that was, I would have said it's one of the stupidest songs ever done by any band. Psycho Chick. But there you go.
Hey,
no, I felt really bad when I heard that they were touring, because the song actually walked all over the country as a cassette before we had, stations were sending it to other stations. And I felt bad when I heard that the Talking Heads had played. And when they did Psycho Killer, people in the audience were clucking.
Oh, my God.
I thought, God. Shit, that's horrible, man. I really felt really bad about that.
Oh, my God.
It was just playing pool and drinking beer.
Hey, that's all it takes, right? Mm-hmm. When it comes to coming up with a song, there's no really proven formula. It's just sometimes they take 2 minutes and sometimes they take 20 years. And your case, what took 20 beers, probably.
20 beers, that's about right. I mean, another song we had called "She Makes Me Feel Big."
Oh yeah.
I was playing pool again, and I was playing pool with this kid, a Southern kid who was. We were on the Cape, and he was stationed at one of the bases there, and playing pool, and he missed a really easy shot on the 8 ball, and he said, "Well, life sucks, then you die." I thought, oh my God. Oh my God, that's perfect. So, a few minutes later, we had that one.
A few minutes. Yeah.
I wanted to say, we toured with so many bands, and I know you're a huge Rush fan.
Oh, don't tell. Did you play with Rush?
We did, I think, 5 shows in New England.
Oh my God.
And they were the coolest guys. I want to say, we got a sound check at every show we did. And at the end of the tour, they bonused us some money, and nobody ever did that. I mean, we played with, God, I don't know, many, many, many bands, and that never happened. But, I was talking, we were doing a Providence, the Civic Center, and during sound check, Geddy was walking around with a Red Sox jersey on, and he had like a 32-ounce bat on his shoulder. And I'm saying, man, what's going on? He says, I'm finally going to get to Fenway Park tomorrow. So we bonded over baseball for a bit, too. So no, but they were just the coolest guys, man, the coolest guys.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know it unless you've seen their documentary or have actually been to their shows. Those guys, they're serious about their music, but they don't take themselves very seriously. They're pretty funny guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's amazing. So give me a minute so my boner can go down after you telling me that story. And you also toured with like Van Halen at one point, right? What was that like?
Well, we had a blast. I mean, we did 36 cities, 38 cities, I think, over the course of a spring and into the fall, all over North America. And it was just incredible. I mean, they couldn't have been, 4 of them couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah.
But David Lee, he just had a thing with opening acts. He didn't like them. And, count me among the people who think the only real Van Halen is with David Lee out front.
Right.
That's how I've always been. And I was a fan. But he didn't like us getting a sound check. And then after a few weeks, we no longer got the deli platter. And then a few weeks later into it, I was told no jumping off the stage because that's what David Lee does. And then, I couldn't say more about the world class, or I want to say galaxy class lead guitar. He was, not only was he incredible, he was just a really nice guy. And he had just met Valerie Bertinelli, and he would say, "Hey, fool, how's everything going?" And I didn't have the heart to say, what the fuck is up? Pardon me. What the heck is up with your lead singer, man? What have we done to make him feel bad? But we never got that conversation. In any event, we followed all the things. Don't talk to the audience. David Lee does that. Stay within the guitar players. Don't go outside. Stay right there. And in spite of all that, we were getting we got like 2 encores, and then the moment we finished, the house lights would come on and music would start playing. So that was the sign for us to get off the stage, no matter how the audience liked us. But I don't want to sound like I'm bitter, because I'm not. We really had a blast. But a week before we got to Boston, and we're going to be at Boston Garden with them, they threw us off the tour. So I don't know.
Oh, because they knew, or at least David Lee Roth knew, that the hometown crowd was going to go crazy for you guys, probably, and I'm guessing that was it.
But just to watch Eddie, he was something. I mean, he different solos every night for the same song, and we would just be jaw dropping like everyone else in the audience. And he'd be out in front of the stage playing, and he always had that look on his face like even he couldn't believe how good he was. You know, the way he did that.
Yeah,
it was great. It was great stuff.
Oh man,
we did the Doobie Brothers, we did Jay Giles, we did the Ramones, Blondie, I don't know, Toto.
Wow.
The Car, Knack, Journey.
Jeez.
I can't remember.
See, look, this is Journey's doing their last tour this year, and you guys will be outlasting Journey.
Aside from all of that, the only people I'm happy that we outlasted was EMI.
Oh yeah.
Because after the second album, EMI said, Novelty Acts don't last. So they've been down now for about 10 years.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I remember hearing when I was very young, It's a Night for Beautiful Girls on WRKO back in the day, when RKO was actually an AM rock station with Dale Dorman and those guys. And that's when I first heard the Fools.
When we got played on WBZ, my aunt thought that we, basically it was like as if we were on the Ed Sullivan Show for her. Like, I heard you. He played you. So funny stuff.
Yeah. So I was, we mentioned the Speedo and the trench coat, and you guys always put on an amazing show. You do some comedy up there. You do some skits and stuff like that. Over that time, over the 50 years, have there ever been any on-stage shenanigans that got you guys into serious trouble?
Well, a couple of things. When we did a April Fool's show at the Channel in Boston, I want to say this would have been mid-'80s, late '80s, we told the local radio stations, COZ and BCN, that we were going to be giving away a car at the show.
Oh, no.
So we didn't describe the car, but we went out and found a junk that would barely drive, and we bought it for like $300. But the only way we could bring it into the club was if we removed the gas tank. So there was another $100 there. And then we covered the whole thing with a huge tarp so people couldn't see the car. And then, of course, at the end of the night, we drew a name out of a hat. And you've won a new – it wasn't a new car.
Right.
You've won a car. And it was this old junk under there. And everybody got a good laugh. And, of course, that person didn't want the car. So then it cost us, I don't know, another $150, $200 to get it towed away. So – I mean, it was an expensive laugh. But one other thing happened. I had gone on stage just after talking to a cop at a certain nightclub that we were playing. I said, could you put me in handcuffs and walk me on stage and then basically point and tell me to stay right there? And he said, great, I'll do that, sure. So I have a trench coat on. And he takes me out to the stage, and he fishes in my pocket, and he takes out a bag of weed.
Oh, my God.
Which was not in my pocket, believe me.
Boston cops.
He basically, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, you can do the show, but after that, I'm taking you out of here, which was an even funnier thing, actually. But at the time, I spent the rest of the show very nervous, and then he had a really good laugh at the end of the night. He told me that he took that off somebody earlier in the evening. So,
that's awesome. That's amazing. That is amazing. Is there any, would there be any kind of video evidence of that? I mean, it's so easy these days because everyone's got a camera on their phone. But back in those days, I mean, Would there be any video or audio evidence of that incident?
No, unfortunately, no, because we have a lot of the channel shows on video, but some of the smaller stuff, unless somebody out there had one, we didn't do. But I wanted to say there's somebody approached us about 18 months, 2 years ago, wanting to do a documentary about the band. So
yes,
that's what's been going on. We just took the final shots of it on New Year's Eve. So,
well,
there's a lot of old footage in that.
Last time I saw you guys was at Halligan's in Auburn, and you had me read something very specific to bring you on stage. I hope I didn't mess that up too bad, and I hope I make the final cut.
That was perfect. I like that place too.
That is a fun place, yeah. Any estimated time of that documentary coming out?
I think probably late spring, early summer.
Oh, okay. So soon.
Yes, pretty soon. And he wants to get it ready for the film festivals and things of that nature. So, but yeah, it's been a hoot. I've written a few books, and he decided that because it's the Fools, it can't be an ordinary documentary. So,
right.
he's going to take a hard look at my claim that I can time travel.
Oh, good.
That's what my books are about, really. So, it's pretty funny stuff.
Well, we're looking forward to the show at Samuel Slater's restaurant in Webster. That's going to be on the 24th. The Fools, starting to celebrate the next 50 years. But before I let you go, Mike, what is your? This is kind of a serious question. I get. What is your proudest moment with the Fools?
Wow, that's there's been some situations where there was a family death. There was one of the guitar players, Stacy, cracked his forearm. Leo, while jumping off the seat of his drums, got his shin penetrated by a bolt.
Oh, jeez.
3 days before a show, I ruptured my Achilles tendon playing basketball, and we still did the show. These two big guys. I was in a chair. They carried the chair out there, and I did the show from the chair, but with my leg in like a full cast. I mean, from ankle to almost to waist. But I guess it's those times that we, and as I say, family death. I mean, a lot of times, wow, something really bad happened this week, and your family might say, you say, well, I'll just cancel this or that. No, go do what you do. There's nothing you can do here. And so those nights have always been kind of things that make you feel buoyant, like you're there with your best pals, you're playing music, and it's a healing thing.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's those things that resonate over the years.
Speaking of that broken leg thing, I don't know if you know this. A few years ago, Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters broke his leg falling off a stage, and he borrowed this electric moving throne that Axl Rose used, breaking his leg. And I got to say, these guys are huge, and not one original bone in their damn bodies. They had to rip off Mike Girard from the Fools to get where they're going. And I think they should give you guys a little credit.
Yeah, well, it probably isn't going to happen, but...
Well, Mike, thank you so much for taking the time, man. We're looking forward to seeing you. Samuel Slater's restaurant on the 24th. Go see the Fools.
You're the best, Mike. You're the best.
Look